Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about time period of physical pendulum. So before going to start this topic, those who are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel so that you will get notifications regarding my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Okay, let's start this topic. The time period of physical pendulum is discussed based on angular SHM. Angular SHM, simple harmonic motion. In the previous cases we had discussed about SHM based on linear motion, means the pendulum will oscillate in a straight path in previous cases, whereas here now we are going to discuss about the oscillation of the body based on angle theta, means the body is oscillating angularly. Body is oscillating angularly. In this case, now we are going to represent the time period of that pendulum if a body is oscillating by an angle of theta. So let us consider a body which is pivoted to the fixed end. I am going to consider it a stapler. Observe that it is being pivoted. The lower end is pivoted to the upper end. Now observe that here the body is oscillating by an angle of theta like this. So then we can consider it as a physical pendulum. Now we are going to represent the time period. So before going to represent the time period, we are going to compare this angular SHM with linear SHM. Angular SHM with a linear SHM. In the case of linear SHM, when a body is oscillating linearly, then the force acting in this case can be represented as F is equals to minus Ks. In the same way, when a body is oscillating angularly, the torque acting in the case of angular SHM is represented as a tau is equals to minus C into theta, where the time period in the case of a linear SHM is represented as T is equals to 2 pi by omega, and in the same way angular SHM the time period is represented as T is equals to 2 pi by omega, where omega equals to under root of K by M. In the case of angular SHM, the omega can be represented as root of K by I, where I is moment of inertia of the body when it is oscillating. Then the time period can be represented as T is equals to 2 pi under root of M by K in the case of linear SHM, and similarly T is equals to 2 pi under root of I by K in the case of angular SHM. In order to represent the time period of physical pendulum, we consider a rigid body. Whose upper end is pivoted. We can consider the shape of the rigid body in any form. Either it might be in the form of rectangle, or in the form of a square, or in the form of a circle, or in the form of a ring, or we can consider it as a sphere. It might be any shape. If its upper end is pivoted and if we made it to oscillate about that position itself, then we can represent it as a physical pendulum. Based on this, now we are going to discuss and represent about the time period of physical pendulum. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now here I had considered a rectangular rigid body, so which is pivoted at the upper end. Now here I am going to oscillate the body like this. Observe that it is making oscillations. So observe that it is making an angle of theta in the case of oscillation. So then we can consider it as a angular SHM. While the rigid body is making oscillations in the form of angular, we have to consider some points. The first point is in the case of angular SHM, the angle of oscillation should be small. should be small, then only we can easily represent the time period for this. Means we have to represent the angular acceleration with the smaller angles. Now we consider 4 points. The first one is we have to represent the equilibrium position of the physical pendulum. Equilibrium position of the physical pendulum where the net torque is equals to 0. After that we have to represent the torque acting on the body when it is being oscillated by an angle of theta, and the equation can be represented as the tau equals to c theta. Based on this we have to represent the expression for omega, where we know that omega equals to under root of k by I, where I is moment of inertia and k is force constant, and based on that we have to represent the expression for time period, and we know that t is equals to 2 pi under root of I by k, where k is equals to mgh. K equals to mgh. Now here we had considered a physical pendulum initially which is along the vertical position. When the body is being displaced by an angle of theta, and if it leaves it starts oscillating as we had seen, just like this. So after that it is oscillating by an angle of theta. So as we consider this case, here observe that the pendulum is oscillating by an angle of theta, whereas the center of gravity of this physical pendulum is represented at c suffix g, which is at a length of L from the pivoted end, which is at a length of L from the pivoted end. Now we have to represent the normal reaction of this physical pendulum. As we consider the normal reaction of this physical pendulum, the net torque along the normal reaction will be equal to 0. Why? Because weight acts in this direction and the normal reaction will be acting along the upward direction. Whereas the net torque along the normal reaction will be equal to 0. Why? Because the pendulum is oscillating horizontally, not vertically. The pendulum is oscillating along the horizontal path by an angle of theta. It is not oscillating in the vertical path. That's why we represent that along the normal reaction the net torque is equal to 0. So as we consider this pendulum which is at an angle of theta, the weight will be acting vertically like this. Since the pendulum makes an angle of theta, this weight will resolve into components as mg cos theta as well as mg sin theta. mg sin theta. Observe that this by using this force itself the pendulum starts oscillating by an angle of theta. Now the force is given as restoring force is given as F equals to minus mg sin theta. In the case of physical pendulum we had represented the restoring force as F equals to minus mg sin theta. Now we have to represent the torque, whereas we know that the torque is given as force into perpendicular distance. Force into perpendicular distance. Whereas the force is nothing but restoring force. It is given as minus mg sin theta into the perpendicular to this restoring force is length L. The perpendicular to this restoring force is length L. So the perpendicular distance is represented as L from the center of gravity point. Now observe this expression, tau is equals to minus mgl sin theta. As we had considered that the angle of oscillation should be small, then we can represent sin theta is approximately equals to theta. It is approximately equals to theta. As we substitute this value, here we get tau is equals to minus mgl theta. mgl theta. Now we are going to compare this expression with the tau is equals to I alpha. Tau is equals to I alpha. Whereas observe that I alpha is equals to minus mgl into theta. mgl into theta. Now from this equation here observe that theta by alpha, I am going to write it theta by alpha. I am going to bring this alpha towards Z and send this mgl towards Z. Then we get theta by alpha equals to minus I by mgl. Theta by alpha equals to mg. So we know that alpha is equals to minus omega square into theta. Alpha equals to minus omega square into theta. So in the place of theta by alpha, represent it as minus 1 by omega square. In the place of theta by alpha, we can substitute minus 1 by omega square. As we substitute this value, minus 1 by omega square is equals to minus I by mgl. Minus and minus gets cancelled. And here we get a omega square, where omega square equals to mgl by I, where mgl is represented as a k. Why? Because in the place of h we are substituting l, then we can represent a mgl as a k. So as we substitute the value of k, here we get a k, omega square equals to k by I, then omega equals to under root of k by I. Omega equals to under root of k by I. Now we have to represent the time period for this pendulum. As we know that the time period is given as a t is equals to 2 pi by omega, where omega equals to under root of k by I. As we substitute this value, we get a 2 pi into under root of I by k. So this represents the time period for this physical pendulum. Or we can also represent this expression as a t is equals to 2 pi into under root of I by mgl, where k is equals to mgl. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Okay, now we are going to represent some cases regarding this physical pendulum. Observe that we had considered a circular ring which is of radius r and mass m, is oscillating about an axis passing through its edge and perpendicular to its plane. So here I am going to consider a ring, whereas the ring is oscillating about this axis which is at the edge and perpendicular to the plane, and here this axis is perpendicular to this plane. Now we have to consider the axis which is passing through the center of mass of this ring. So here we have two axes. Apply the parallel axis theorem, and we know that a parallel axis theorem is given as I is equals to I suffix c plus mr square. So when the ring is oscillating about the center of mass axis which is of radius r, then moment of inertia about the center of mass axis is represented as I suffix c equals to mr square. As we substitute this value in this expression, then I can be given as mr square plus mr square. Mr square plus mr square is 2mr square. So this represents the moment of inertia of a circular ring when the ring is oscillating about a tangential line, edge line. Now the time period is given as t is equals to 2 pi under root of I by k, or we know that k is equals to mgh or mgl, where h is equals to radius of this ring, h is equals to r. As we substitute these two values in this equation, we get t is equals to 2 pi under root of 2mr square by mgr. Observe that one r gets cancelled and m gets cancelled. So t is given as t equals to 2 pi under root of 2r by g. 2r by g. So this is the time period for this circular ring. Now observe the second case. Here we consider a circular disc. We had considered a circular disc. which is of a radius r and mass m, oscillating about an axis, passing through its edge. Here the disk is oscillating about the axis, which is passing through the edge and perpendicular to the plane. Now we have to consider the axis which is passing through the center of mass point of this disk, and here we represent this center for this disk. Now observe that this we have two axes. So based on these two axes we can apply parallel axis theorem, where we know that I is equal to I suffix c plus mr square. Whereas about the center of mass axis, the moment of inertia is represented as I suffix c equals 1 by 2 mr square. Why? Because the disk is rotating tangentially. It is rotating tangential. Based on that, the moment of inertia can be represented as I is equals to half mr square plus mr square. So if we take mr square as common, we get 1 plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but 3 by 2. So moment of inertia is given as I equals to 3 by 2 mr square. And here h is represented as r. Why? Because the radius of the disk is r. Radius of the disk is r. Then time period is given as t equals 2 pi into under root of I by mgh. As we substitute these two values in this expression, then time period can be represented as 2 pi into under root of 3 by 2 mr square by mgr. Observe that 1 r gets cancelled and m gets cancelled. Then time period can be represented as 2 pi into under root of 3r by 2g. 3r by 2g. Take a screenshot. We will continue. Now we are going to consider the next case. Here observe that if a uniform rod of mass m and length l is suspended from one end and made to oscillate. Here I am going to consider a uniform rod which is oscillating. And here observe that it is being suspended from one end. It is being suspended from the one end. Now here we have to represent the time period of this oscillation. In order to represent this, we had considered a rod of length L. The center of gravity is represented at this position. After that, here the body is rotating from this point. About this axis, whereas the center of mass point, the center of mass axis passes through the center of the rod. So since we have two axes which are parallel, then moment of inertia is given as I is equals to I suffix c plus mr square. I suffix c plus mr square, where moment of inertia of the rod when it is passing through its center is represented as I suffix c equals to ml square by 12. ml square by 12. As we substitute this value in this expression, here we get ml square by 12 plus, observe that here equals to L by 2. As we substitute this value in this expression here and we do LCM, here we have ml square plus 3ml square by 12. ml square plus 3ml square is 4ml square by 12. So 3 4s are 12. So moment of inertia is represented as I is equals to ml square by 3. I equals to ml square by 3. Now we have to represent the time period for this expression. So t is equals to 2 pi into under root of I by mgh, where h is the height from the end to the center of mass point. So h is represented as L by 2. As we substitute the value of I as well as h in this expression, then time period can be given as t equals to 2 under root of ml square by 3 by m g into l by 2. Observe that 1l gets cancelled and 1m gets cancelled. Then this 2 goes up and 3 comes down. Then time period can be represented as 2 under root of 2l by 3g. So this represents the time period of the rod, uniform rod of mass m and length l. Take a screenshot. I hope that you have liked my video. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.